Well, welcome tonight. Congratulations. This is your directorial debut. How does it feel?
Surreal. I've always watched people on the red carpet before and having these interviews, and now it's me. It's great. It's wonderful.
Did you ever see this happening for you? I mean, or is this a dream come true, or is this something that kind of took you by surprise?
It's a dream come true. I mean, I've always wanted to make movies, and it's fantastic. Very happy.
So you had a really interesting story coming out of this project because it was completely cast before you even stepped in. That must have been a little challenging as a director.
It was. I mean, usually directors are very involved in that process. But Kenny, the writer, had written it for himself and his wife and his friends, and it was a little intimidating. But I remember walking into the room the first day when we had our first table read, and I was just blown away. Everyone was just so talented, and so I mean, Kenny had written many of the roles for these actors, so it made sense. It was such a natural fit, and everyone took to me so well and just welcomed me with open arms. So it was intimidating and strange, but ultimately wonderful.
So what kind of nuances do you think you brought to it as a director? Because it's an interesting story. Maybe as an outsider's view, you brought something different. Did you change anything, or did you stay pretty true to it?
I think for the most part, it was sort of just making sure that the mechanisms of the scheme were very rock solid. Making sure that everything kind of made sense, what they were doing, and whether this person would figure out what was happening. And so it was more just kind of they knew they had this very clever idea, and it was me just making sure that idea was executed the best possible way, and also keeping the actors focused. I mean, they're all incredibly talented, hilarious improv comedians. Sometimes on a very low budget movie, that can be a liability because you don't have the time to allow every flight of fancy, even though you want to. So it was just kind of keeping them focused and keeping them just on topic was part of one of the things I was doing there.
So speaking of very low budget, actually, there's got to be some great stories because every low budget production that I've heard about, there's always some great bloopers and kind of funny scenes. Any favorites that you have on this film?
I mean, we were almost arrested one day, which was kind of exciting. We were just shooting on a street corner with no permits, and the police came up to us, and we were worried. Our producer went to talk to the police to sort of stall them because I wanted to get one last shot while the police were there. And at some point, it sort of occurred to me we could really get into a lot of trouble doing this, but it turned out the police were very cool. I mean, people love finding out that our lead actors are actually married and they just had a baby. So being able to continue that, I mean, any kind of traditional method of just the movie just going out in theaters would seem odd at this point because we spend so much time actually showing it to audiences, engaging with them, and so being able to continue that is just terrific. It's a wonderful dream.
You have anything coming up? Any projects in the works?
A lot of things in the works. Actually, I have a short film that's premiering in Palm Springs at the Palm Springs Short Film Festival in a couple weeks, and then Kenny is working on the next one.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Well, we can't wait. Congratulations again. I hope you have fun tonight.